Hi guys, this is our Blazer deck profile. It's light and fired. So the way Blazer works, his J activation, you pay 0 cost, but you can only play it when your opponent's J ruler is activated. So other than that, also any stones you control can also be tapped for fire. So we're gonna J activate him. So when this card enters the field, it has 2 entry abilities. One, you target your opponent's J ruler. It loses its effects until the end of your turn. And then the other entry ability is you destroy your opponent's J roller. These effects are chaseable, so you can choose which one you're doing first. And then also, magic stones you control still gain the tap for fire. Unlike some of our other cards like Sylvie, where on her one side she can tap for green and fire, but on her other side you can't no longer tap for green unless you got green stones. Then also, if this is your only ruler on board, it gains 4/4. Well, if it's the only monster on board with no resonators. So it becomes 14/14 by itself. So, just so you know, all of her stones are just basic lights, because everything can tap for fire and light. That's all we need for this deck. So, we're playing our Death Slice. This makes it so that way any of those Valentini players, any people want to play a J-Ruler Rush deck, their J-Rulers can't gain Imperishable and Swiftness, and you can also tap it to give a ruler 2/2. And if you're playing the Dark Ruler, which it goes with, whenever this card that ruler kills a Resonator, it gets summoned to your opponent's side of the field instead. Or you can also, if this card's in your graveyard, you can move 3 cards from the graveyard from the game and add this back to your hand. So essentially this card never gets rid of. You can always keep going, so you don't really need to play a whole lot of it, which is why we only play 2. We play 4 of Artemis the God's Bow. This gives your J-Ruler target attack. And also, depending if you have the proper ruler or not, it gains a certain amount of counters, but we're not playing the ruler, we only gain 2. So with that, you can only use 2 of the tap effects. One, you can tap to remove 1 counter, then deal 400 damage to attacking or blocking Resonator. Or you can tap it to remove 2 counters to destroy an additional Resonator card. Or if you are playing the proper ruler and you have 4 counters, you can tap it, remove 4 counters to kill a J Resonator with flying. So that's it for our Gallias. Then we're playing 3 1-drop spells known as Pride of the Knights. So the way this guy works, it's a spell chain instant, 1-drop. It gives any Resonator you want 2/2, plus you gain 200 life, so it's a good buff-up card if you need to prevent some damage, or get in some extra damage, or try to increase your defense, so that way a card doesn't die. Then we play 4 Rook Eggs, 1-drop 0/2, this card cannot attack, and whenever this card gets banished from the field and goes to your graveyard, you search for a Fire Resonator from your deck. We play 4 Genevas the Jealous Queen. She's a 1-drop 2/4. Tap, banish a Resonator, also this card included. Draw 2 cards, discard a card, or you can tap a stone and tap her to give a Resonator 4/4 for the turn. Then we play 4 Percivals. So when this card, it's a 1-drop 2/2. When this card enters the field, you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, add a Knight of the Round Table or a Gallia to your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And then also, a lot of people don't realize this, but banish this card to prevent the next damage that would be dealt to another Knight of the Round Table, so cards like Lancelot. So you got some extra protection. It's always good. Then we play 3 Cthulhu. So the way this card works, it's a 2/3 drop. It's a 3/5/5 drop with Swiftness, or it has the Incarnation ability where you can kill a Fire Resonator like Rook Egg to get your search, and also to summon it with no stones. Then we play 3 Lancelots. She's a 2/6 with Swiftness. This card has to attack if able. When her attack is 1,000 or more, she deals an additional 700 damage to a target Resonator, and this is a mandatory effect, so if they got nothing else on board, you gotta hit yourself. And also, you can tap a Firestone to give this card an additional 100 attack. Then we play 4 Galahad, the Son of the God. He is a 2-drop 4/4. Whenever this card attacks, you gain 500 life, and also if this card would be put into the graveyard from the field, you rest another one of your opponent's Resonators. So if they kill it, you're resting a Resonator. So if they kill something else, you're hitting something else. That way you can attack into something else or force them not to block. Then we play 4 Glades. Glades is a 2/3/7 drop, good for blocking, and also it gives all your other Knight of the Round Table, such as Galahad, Lancelot, Percival, an additional 2/2, except for itself. So unless you have 2 of them on board, these guys will not gain any attack boost from it. And also, whenever this card attacks or blocks, you rest a target Resonator. So you can keep your Lancelots and stuff for attacking after and force your opponent to rest other additional cards. We play 2 Amarobekas. Add a Resonator gains 4/4. And also, whenever that add a Resonator deals damage to another Resonator, they take the damage equal. So with Lancelot and Galahad, this becomes very relevant because Galahad, if they try to block to kill your card, first of all, he'll be 7/7 now. You gain 500 life when you attack him. They also lose life. Or with Lancelot, this will stack with his bump up damage for the 700. Then we play 2 Trisk of the Knight of the Round Table. We only play 2 of this because it's nothing else really needed for it. While you got another Knight of the Round Table, this card can gain Swiftness. So he's better to summon when you have other knights on board. And whenever this card attacks, you can give another Resonator an additional 100 attack, just in case you need that extra damage per game, if you have another Resonator that can attack that turn that's Knight of the Round Table. So then our last 3 cards, which I personally tech in, we play through Tsuka Nobles. Players, unless they control a moon, cannot activate any activate ability, so anything that taps. You don't play a lot of those in this deck, so if it gets played against you, that's not so much a fuss, unless you want to use your Guinevere. And then it also has the additional effect with the Awakening, where you can pay 1 moon, and then when this card enters the field, destroying a non-addition moon addition. So anything that's not a moon, that's an addition. So swords, fields, so on and so forth. But we don't play moons, so that card becomes useless. Well, that effect's useless, so pretty much you're just playing it to stall your opponent out, so that way they can't use active abilities. Very good generic light card. Then our last card is our King Arthur Pendragon. He's a 5-drop 12/12. If your opponent goes to attack Resonator, he's going to attack this Resonator first. He has no other choice. And this card cannot be targeted by fire or darkness spells or abilities. So Stoning to Death, Thunders, Demon Flames, any of that stuff does not work on him. And also you can tap him to give another Resonator 800 defense if you think somebody's about to kill it. So he's your wall for the deck. Other than that, guys, it's our Knight of the Round Table yellow Blazer deck profile. Any comments or likes below, or subscribe. We'll bring you another deck profile later on, guys. Enjoy your day.